You're listening to Big Facts with Big Bank and DJ Scream.
It's the
Yeah, do you see
Big
this?
Scream, of course. It's time for another episode of Big Facts. My dog, Big Bank, is here. Hey, listen, we have special family members, as we call them, in the building today to talk about a lot that's going on in the country right now. I want to start out by introducing Monteria Robinson. All right. If anybody's not familiar with who Monteria Robinson is, you're going to have to help me with the name again, too, Monteria.
Okay.
She's the mother of
Jamarian Robinson.
Jamarian Robinson. All right. And on August 5th, 2016, he was shot 76 times right here in Atlanta and murdered by the police. She's going to tell us, of course, more about that situation. Of course, we got Parlay, you know what I'm saying, family member from the world-famous Franchise Boys, community activist as well now. Trick representing Detroit. He is the first person, to my knowledge, on Big Facts from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Trick. Y'all know what Trick represent. You know what I'm saying? He's doing a lot of community activist stuff as well. And look, everybody, we just want to open up the platform to have conversation, because without no conversation, there is no progress. We see the protests. We see the looting. But before we saw the protests and the looting, we seen reruns of something that we've seen so many times on social media, on TV. Breonna Taylor, African-American sister, murdered at the hands of the police. Ahmaud Arbery murdered at the hands of the police right here in South Georgia. George Floyd, most recently, last week, murdered by the hands of the police. A police officer put his knee on his neck for 8 minutes. Unarmed, in handcuffs for 8 minutes. So I guess we start off by just, how do y'all feel? That's the first thing. How does everybody feel? What kind of emotional and mental space is everybody in dealing with what we have to deal with this week as African-American people?
I feel like the people. I feel the same rage. It's like when somebody keep doing something over and over and over and over again, and you keep saying, well, we want justice, we want justice, we want justice, and you don't get no justice. Then what you expect people to do? Throw temper tantrums. Same way that everybody do what kids do when they little and they can't get their way, and you begin them their way, they throw temper tantrums. We ain't going our way, and we tired of this shit, and we throwing temper tantrums. It just so happened that everybody agreed differently. I can feel a certain type of way, everybody feels a certain type of way, and they're responsible for their own actions. So if a motherfucker feel like they want to fuck some shit up to get their shit out, that's how they express their actions. Y'all not giving us a platform, first of all, to have equal rights. So the same right that we have to get locked up, if all us right here was on the streets, and I put my neck on somebody, on a white boy neck for 8 minutes and killed them, all y'all going to jail.
Yeah.
Every single one of y'all.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
What wrong with other people?
We'll be honest, not to even interject. We ain't gonna make it to the jail, bro. We gonna get murdered.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Honestly.
So y'all ain't giving we take a knee, y'all don't like that. We protest with the fist, y'all don't like that. You see what I'm saying? We have we have a peaceful protest, y'all don't like that. So what y'all expect us to do? See, at the end of the day, I'm more like Malcolm than Martin. I love both of my black brothers, but hey, man, if you want to talk it out, we can talk it out. If you want to take it up there, we can take it up there, all the way up there.
Facts.
Big old facts.
Trick, how you feel, bro? Or Monteria, go ahead.
Okay, I actually, just watching everything unravel the last couple of weeks or so, like you stated with George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor. I'm from Brunswick, Georgia. So when I saw Ahmaud Arbery, Ahmaud Arbery is from my hometown. I was born in Brunswick, Georgia. So was my parents. So was their parents. And so, like you all stated, we've been marching. Like last 4 years, I've been out here in the street marching, protesting, along with the other mothers. We have had over 120 killings right here in Atlanta, Georgia, of brown and black men. And a lot of people don't talk about those stories. Our stories are always swept under the rug. They never give us national media attention. You know how many stages, how many events I've been to, and I say Monteria Robinson was shot 76 times here in Atlanta, Georgia. You know, I'm just beating it in, and nobody's listening. Nobody's paying attention. You know, and so just keep hearing these stories happening every day. I've been talking to other mothers. We mad as hell. We're angry. We're tired. And enough is enough. So, and they haven't been listening to us. We've been trying to meet with them, the mayor, the governor. You know, we saying, okay, this is what's happening. This is what happened to my child. Help us get. None of us have received justice. You got Jamarian Robinson. You got Jimmy Etchison, who was killed during Super Bowl. You got Shiley Tilson, who was killed in Rockdale County Jail. You have Nicholas Thomas. You got Alexa Christian. You got Anthony Hill. I mean, I could just go, Davis Benjamin. I could go on and on and on. And ask me how many of us have received justice. Zero. So we are at that point. They haven't been hearing our cry. They haven't been hearing, oh, we want justice. We want accountability. So now everyone in Atlanta, all those millennials you saw out in the street yesterday, we were at those protests. We enlightened them. People start enlightening them prior to these protests happening. What's been going on in Atlanta, Georgia. So when you say, I'm mad as hell too with Keisha Lance Bottoms for getting on the news on yesterday. You know, I was like, how dare you? How dare you have the audacity to bring two black men to denounce the black protests of the people? And no, they're not burning down the black community. They bad because they downtown. They in Buckhead. They burning that area down. So let's talk about some facts. Let's address the real issues that's going on here in Atlanta.
Tell y'all shit. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, now, that's one thing I can say. Even though, you know, some stuff I agree, some stuff I don't agree with. But one thing I say, if you don't tear that shit down, don't tear your shit down. And they ain't tear our shit down.
They're not. So right, yeah. They're not tearing ours. They're not in our community. So I don't know why she said, oh, T.I. and Killer Mike, you're burning down their business. They don't own CNN. When the last time have y'all heard them owning the CNN building or the Omni and all that area up in there? Thank you. Hello. So get out of here with that BS.
Right.
She said, you supposed to be, you got it right. So you say your son, when you say you didn't get no justice, what do you mean? Nobody?
So, so with that, you know, my son was killed August the 5th, 2016 here in Atlanta, Georgia. As I stated, you know, he was, I'm going to give you just a little brief tad bit of Jamarian. You know, first off, Jamarian was a student athlete at Tuskegee University. At the time of his death, he was a biology major and he played football. And actually, August of 2016 was his final semester. But on August the 5th, 2016, he was visiting his girlfriend when her door was battle ram open by 17 hours called rogue police officers from Atlanta to Fulton County to Clayton County to Fayette County to the U.S. Marshal Service. They did not have a warrant, number one. Number two, over 90 rounds were fired at my son. After that, somebody walked up the stairs, stood over him, and shot down into his body. Also, too, they threw flashbang grenades that landed on my son, burning him. After that, that's when someone walked up the stairs, stood over him, shot down into his body. Then after that, they handcuffed him and drug him down a flight of stairs.
He didn't have a pistol.
Wait, what was the pistol?
What did he do?
You say, did he have a pistol? Well,
what he was doing?
Their false narrative, and I'm going to tell you all, because I have read their reports, like everything. So I know, when I say I know 100% of this case, everything, because they stated, oh, you know, a week prior to that, he pointed a gun at a police officer and took off running. So that's why they said they went to the unit. But come to find out, as I've been stating all along, false narrative, it was a lie. Then they said he had a shootout with police on that day. Again, false narrative, that was a lie. And I can assure you guys 100% on my father's grave that it was all made up.
Somebody did something for them folks to come in there and shoot 90 times.
Listen, my
I don't know,
son
was
was
his
shot.
friends around or something? Like, for real?
He was the only one there. My son was shot 6 times in the palm of his right hand, 5 times in the palm of his left hand. He was shot all down his
hands
arms,
up
his
here. He had
torso,
his hands
Oh,
his
yeah, he had his
thighs,
arms
his
up.
groin, his
He had his
shins,
hands
his
up.
feet. Yeah, so he had his hands up. So that's what and I'm gonna tell y'all,
Yeah.
my son is guilty of always getting speeding tickets because he has a motorcycle, he has a vehicle. But my son ain't no felon. My son is a student athlete. And on the scene, check this out. I don't know if I told y'all about this. They said on the scene after they shot and killed my son, my mother and my brothers were saying, why would y'all do something like that? They said, oh, we were looking for him from a week ago. He pointed a gun at a police officer and took off running. Here's the photo of him right here. My mother said, that's not my grandson. My brother said, that's not my nephew. And then my brother showed them a photo of what my son looked like. And then the photo was a recent photo of my son. And the GBI lady asked to get a copy of that photo. My brother airdropped that photo to her. And then they took that photo, dropped it on the news that night and said East Point man had a shootout with police today. And the reason why I know it's all lies, because right after they killed my son, my family and I, we hired a forensic person. We hired an investigator. And we hired a gun expert. So basically, I gotta prove my son. They shot my son for 3 minutes and 22 seconds, and the whole time they were shooting him during those 3 minutes and 22 seconds, they were yelling, "Put the gun down! Put the gun down! Put the gun down!" Just
So,
that whole entire time.
He didn't have a gun.
He did not have a gun. No,
He was unarmed. And I
Yes.
think, unfortunately, we have to be honest about it with Ahmaud Arbery. If no one ever filmed that,
it's like my word against their word, and I said I'm gonna be able to prove what happened to my son, and I can't prove that.
Right.
I can prove like everything I'm saying to you is 100% facts.
but there's
So nothing is a lie.
There's so many cases. There's so many cases across the nation where that if you don't even have a so if it's filmed and it goes to court, a lot of times the police officers aren't charged, or that.
But the reason why they're not charged, or the reason they're not charged, because officers have what they call qualified immunity. Qualified immunity means they can shoot and kill whomever they want to, and the judge is not going to hold them accountable. So that's one thing that we, as the mothers here, are demanding, that we get this qualified immunity erased from the books. Because long as they have that, we'll never get justice for our kids. That's why we're not winning.
Did you say, Trick?
Is that something that they got in Georgia?
No, it's all across the U.S. That's why, because there's two sides. You have the criminal side, which is the DA who's supposed to go after these officers and prosecute them. And then you have the civil side, which really is the money side. But really, our prosecutors are not prosecuting them too as well. And they kind of pick and choose, because think about it. The Muhammad Noor, the black Muslim that killed Justin, is it Diamond in Minneapolis back in, I think, 2017. It took them only 8 months to, get him indicted and convicted. And they gave him 12 and a half years in prison. But y'all know how many people prior to him and after him that have killed brown and black men that have not been arrested, that have not been, indicted, that has not been convicted.
That's the bullshit.
That's the BS. Yes, that's the BS right there. Yeah. And so we gotta, a lot of people, haven't been like me, because I've been aggressive, because I was like, okay, y'all gonna drop y'all false lies. I'm gonna be able to prove what happened to my son. So that's why I brought in my own experts. You follow what I'm saying? And so now they worry now. And I want them to be worried. I want them to be afraid, because most families, they take their word on what happened to their children. They just say, oh, your son had a gun. It's our amendment right to bear arms, even if he did have a gun. You follow what I'm saying?
So did they find any other shells? Did they say they found any other shells from a different gun? Like
they did. They did say that they found shell casings and stuff like that from another gun. But the thing is that okay, because there's certain things I cannot say. But let's just put it like this: everything was made up. You know how they do when police officers want you to believe something? What they do if they want the public to believe, oh, he had a gun, but after you're dead, if you don't have a gun, what they do? what they do to the scenes. They
Put
stage
a
the
gun on
scene.
that motherfucker.
Thank you. I wanted that to come from y'all. Okay,
and I've heard of, they say
they
that
do
shit.
that all the time.
They do that shit every day.
Right, because some of Jamarian friends are police officers. They tell them to, they told me. They tell us to keep a backup piece. They tell us just in case they gotta drop it. And I've been saying that all along, y'all, that I knew that y'all went in there, y'all executed my son. I don't care if they was looking for somebody else. Just so happened on that day they got my son, but they got the wrong son that day, because when they came with their false narratives, I was like, no, come with a better narrative than that. And so I don't have actually video footage that actually how you say, capture what happened to my son. I got the outside video, but if you got an investigator, you got forensic people, they looking at it, they watch it, they can dissect that stuff and tell you exactly 100%. They can have it reenacted. They can tell you 100% what happened during those 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
What was the investigator saying?
My investigator, actually, my investigator, he was actually the one who recovered the bullets. There were 2 bullets that were enlarged upstairs in the floor, which indicated somebody went up the stairs and stood over my son and shot down into his body. He was the one who discovered that. That got missed by the GBI. How did that get missed?
Ain't that a bitch?
Yeah. How did that get missed? And you can see, like, my son died upstairs. Like when they bust the door open, he was upstairs. He came out with his hands up. They shot him right there where he stood at. Because when you listen to the video, the first thing you hear them say, as soon as they bust that door, they say, "Show me your hands." Look like my son did like this, and then they immediately opened fire.
They had body cameras.
They had body cameras, but they turned them off.
What the fuck is the point of the body camera if you're gonna cut it off?
That ain't the first time I heard that. I ain't gonna lie. That ain't the first time I heard that.
That's me. That should be automatic guilt. That's like a nigga throwing a pistol out the fucking window.
Yes, thank you. So now y'all see why I've been out. So it's really like I gotta prove what happened to my son versus their false narrative. But I got y'all. When I say I'm gonna nail their asses to the wall, I'm gonna nail their asses to the wall.
Trick, how everything feel up in Detroit, man? You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta, obviously, you see what's going on. How the community in Detroit handling the protests and everything up there?
I see a lot of them are using this opportunity to take advantage of, situation. And even though a lot of people, want to be heard and want to be, want their voices heard and want to make a stance and make a statement in their actions, you got a lot of people that's not there for that. It's bigger shit going on. You got a lot of you got white folks out there doing shit, and the black people hollering at them, telling them, "Hey, goddamn it, don't do that. We ain't doing that." Then the white folks was running off. You got, but what the media gonna make it look like is it's us. I think whatever the bigger picture is causing this. Because to have those feet on the ground in the midst of protests about something concerning us, make you think, well, are they feeling like us? Are they riding with us? Or is they down here for their own motherfucking agenda?
Yes.
So you got to be careful, with just viewing those type of things. Because I personally don't believe in protests. I think a protest is saying, I ain't spending my money with none of you cocksuckers. Nah,
and that's what we need to get to. That's what we need to get to. We need to stop spending our money.
100%, because that's the only language that they understand. When you start taking trillions away from Timmy's college fund and Bob's golf trips, then you start hitting somebody's hip. You start getting some understanding. Like I was saying on the phone earlier, Scream and Late, I said, when Dr. King them marched, they marched with a plan. When they protested with a plan. It was like, we're going to start here. But at the end of the day, we're going to pool our resources together and stop fucking with them. And then, and only then, is when President Kennedy said, we need to go talk to Martin Luther King right goddamn now. Yeah. If you want to get these people's attention, hold your money. Hold it. You want to burn down the infrastructure. It'll burn itself down if you stop fueling it. If you stop financing it. It'll crumble on its own. Black people are responsible for damn near $3 trillion in spending a year annually.
So since we have radio and different platforms, we gotta inform our people. We gotta enlighten them. Keep the money in our community. WeBuyBlack.com. You can get just about anything from them. You know, it's Black owned businesses. You know, even now, I don't even patronize. If I want to go get something to eat, I go to a Black restaurant. You know, I go to a Black beauty salon. I go to Black hair product place if I got to buy some hair products. But we gotta keep our money in our very own community. And I just think we just gotta keep driving it. We just gotta keep driving it and driving it. So people, you know, will eventually start paying attention.
It's up to us who are collectively on the same page and understand what's going on to pull our people together. Let's say our people is the people of righteousness, you know, our people together so we can pool our resources and we can work collectively to cause an effect or a ripple in the current effect. You know, and that requires organization. It starts here with this dialogue that we pass back and forth, but we have to go get each one of us one or two at a time and go be a part of these organizations and helping them to also understand that these community politics, local politics, I'm telling you, when it's a local election, you hardly see any of us. But look, it's around everywhere right now. They mad. You want to tear up some shit. Dictate who sits in the offices that hired these rogue police officers and put these fucking devils in the ground in your community where you can have a liaison in charge of a group of people that can go to the chief of police and say, this bitch got to go. He in the neighborhood threatening people. We ain't finna get no 10, 15, 20 complaints against one motherfucker in the same neighborhood. The first time he fuck up, he can be out of there. We have that power. We have it. We have that ability collectively. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we're not going to get everybody, but we got to go get us. We got to go get us. We got to go get those of us who understand what the problem is and those of us who understand how to solve this problem. We already know what the problem is. The problem is there's no justice. If you understand, people act a fucking fool after Rodney King verdict because the cops were found not guilty. But wait, hold on. You a bitch? What? You know, people act up when you do something to them and they don't about you do something to them, they don't do nothing back. You know, we got, like Parlay say, we live under the same rules you live under. If we go to jail immediately, when I got charged with murder, it was 4 days before they came and arrested me, but it was also didn't take that long for them to start looking for my motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? That was something that they had. But why it take this long to fucking prosecute a cop? And you got a whole ass video. Because they had a video of me doing what they was accusing me of. It wouldn't waste no motherfucker.
It wouldn't even been 24 hours.
Go get that motherfucker. He over there.
But I got homies right now, sitting down right now who been indicted, and they don't have no evidence on them. Just because of he say, she say. And they been indicted. Not just arrested, indicted too. So
wow.
That's where the problem relies at. You see what I'm saying? That's where the problem relies at. Right. That's what we want. We want justice. Yeah. And how do we get justice?
And there are so many brown and Black men and women sitting in prison that's not guilty. That's the sad part about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just sad.
Yeah. I feel like folks are already 10 steps ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas don't fuck with each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We'll up some shit just for this right here, but then shit, niggas.
I do got a question though. I do got a question, and this is the other side of it. Why aren't we as passionate? Why didn't, like, when Nipsey got killed or when certain Black on Black crime, we should still have that same passion. Don't get me wrong, it's fucked up regardless of what it is, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of situations in the streets in the hood too where it's good people getting taken by just haters, because a cop is a hater, right? We agree that? Mm-hmm. A bad cop is a hater. Is right. So what I'm saying is, like, why don't we have that same passion when?
Because people don't really feel like that in real life. They doing it because of what somebody else do. That's social media. That's at fault in the world that we living in right now. You see what I'm saying? If people say this is what's going on, everybody gonna be like, okay, that's what's going on. A lot of these people don't feel like this. Like Trick was saying, a lot of these people pushing their own agendas and just using what they want to do. They don't feel like this. They don't feel like us. Have these people speaking about us, don't brush elbow with us and talk to us and talking to homies who down on the road and dealing with this writing letters and stuff and talking people out of doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real, dog. And if you feel like this, you feel like this. And if you don't, you don't. And that's the problem. People don't really feel like that for real.
You know, you got to understand you're dealing with a generation that came from a generation that came from a generation that came from a generation of people who've been programmed. We the only people around this motherfucker don't even know who the fuck we is. So we just gravitate to anything that gets our attention, anything that we feel like we can belong to, we gravitate to that shit. And because everything about us been washed away. Like I was saying earlier, you go in so many black households. There's a Bible in there, and it's a picture. Jesus.
White Jesus.
It's the Bible is the book that clearly describes this person as not this long-haired, stringy faggot on the wall. That's not the same person in this book. And then you're dealing with people who believe in everything about both pieces. So, and then you're dealing with their children's children who also were programmed by rap music, influenced by rap music, which is influenced by the communities that we wake up in. If a motherfucker wake up in third world countries, he gonna start living like a person living in a third world country. This is his surroundings. This was put in place for him. All part of a divine, or not divine, all part of a plan amongst a group of elite people. You could call it a conspiracy theory all you motherfucker want, but once they call us niggers, Negroes, blacks, African Americans, that radio black, we don't match up, me and this motherfucking radio. So I'm gonna just let you call me black, and I'm clearly not that fucking color. I'm brown. I let you call me and let you tell me I'm whatever you fucking want me to be. And you know what, like Lay said, they followers, the people involved, because it's the fucking thing to do, because it's trending, because it's what's getting attention. Right now, you living in a world of a bunch of fucking people who want attention. And they ain't even about the message, about the mission. You know, I don't have to get on and make a fucking video every time I do something beautiful for my community, and that's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. I don't have to, but I mean, when I go talk to my people and try to tell them, hey, stop spending money with these motherfuckers. They on some bullshit. Do you got a ass nigga like Floyd Mayweather that'll come out of nowhere after Gucci blatantly disrespected us in front of the world?
Yes.
Blackface shit. You got a ass nigga like this who will come out of no motherfucking where and show his division against. But we don't need to even credit his kind. We don't need to credit the people. We don't even need to talk to the people who don't believe in the election system, in voting. We need to talk to the people that do. We need to talk to the people that understand in order for us to dismantle this fucking regime. We have to get within the infrastructure of it. Which means we have to, and how do you do that? You become involved in what's going on. You become involved with who the chief of police is. You become involved with who the fucking governor is, who writing the laws in the middle of the night. You become involved with who the goddamn chief judge, the district attorney, and all the rest of these people are, who make these decisions, who allow these fucking animals to roam the fucking grounds of this stolen land we live on, them same slave catchers and descendants of them slave catchers from back in the day. These day motherfucking kids out there with this shit. That's them. You want to dismantle them motherfuckers, you got to take away their power. How you take away their power? You get within their infrastructure and you dismantle it. You restructure it. We have a voice to do that. We have the ability to do that. But look, when you start talking about voting, niggas will log off on your ass like you ain't telling the truth. Like, we voted in a black man. Do you think they wanted that shit to happen? Do you really think they wanted that shit to happen? Get the fuck out of here. That's why everything he did, as soon as they got him out of there, they dismantled that. We voted him in office. There was nobody else for us to believe in after he left. So Donald Trump walked right the fuck up to the top seat. He walked because didn't nobody go vote. Right? Hillary, they came out with every bad thing. I don't know this bitch. I don't believe in her either. I don't believe in none of them motherfuckers. But I can't run for president. But I can find, if I find a motherfucker that can, I'm gonna go to the polls and cast my ballot to get him in there. If I know that somebody like Judge Aaliyah Sabri, when she was running for judge at 36th District Court, and she came to me and told me that she don't think people should go to jail for driving without insurance. And I said, you need to be in office. Guess what? She in motherfucking office. When the governor we have now, Gretchen Whitmer, was running, and she told me some things that she had planned for the state of Michigan, I made sure, yeah. And anybody that I'm influencing, listen, this is where we going because of this. We doing this because this, that, and other. She come and you reserve that right. Like, this is the land you live on. Always remember, you live on stolen land that was colonized, conquered. People were tortured and murdered, and the people who stole this bitch still run it. They still run it. They still in control, and they soldiers are still on the ground. They still sending people to war in other countries to overthrow other countries, just like they did this motherfucker right here. And then they can't wait to call us terrorists, like they call those other people defending they. If a Russian soldiers attack your neighborhood right goddamn now, and fuck your motherfucking kids and all type of rotten shit that these rotten ass crackers do. Don't act like it ain't a reality. These motherfuckers is devils in real life. If they portrayed this type of action against you, when they leave and you wake up and brush yourself off and realize what just happened, you're going to hate everything about them. And when you go against that capitalist regime, they call you a terrorist. You got to be mindful of the fact that we live on stolen land, but we can operate in certain ways on this stolen land. And it's not by showing that we have the ability to burn some shit down, because any way you can think to tear some shit up, they got 1,000 times worse to tear some shit up. You think for a half a second these won't come with another executive order 100 years later and bomb the fuck out of one of these goddamn communities? You better realize that devil that you up against. That's a monster.
They gonna get tax money anyway. They gonna get what? Everything they got paid, everything they got burnt down, they gonna get paid for plus. Anyway,
insurance is covered. Everything stolen, everything tore up, been covered. This might be a big ass insurance job, considering all these businesses were closed just for a whole month and a half, how much money they lost. And now they need to hit the insurance company in the hip like, hey, we need to test some shit up so we can get back on our feet. Yeah. And that's going to happen right around the time of the 2020 census. And did the pandemic go away? Is Corona gone? Like, what the
that's the crazy, but I ain't see no mask, boy. And you can wear a mask now. Usually you see riots with masks. Ain't no that shit crazy.
Did Corona leave? It's a census. Election approaching. We just come off of a fucking what they call it recession. We fresh in the middle. We still in the middle of a fucking recession. The government allocated trillions allocated and activated trillions and trillions of fucking dollars. Just like that.
Twice.
And people in Flint can't get clean water. That's them. That's them. Them same motherfuckers that gave you that book that told you Jesus was this color but showed you that picture of that nigga. That's him. And everybody that believes in that anything they say and anything they do will always be a victim of their oppression, because everything they got for us is nothing but oppression. But you gotta use this bad motherfucker. We are children of the Most High. That's why when we go out in the sun, we are powered by it. You understand me? It don't kill us. It powers us up. What it do to What it do? Do you got to put on some cream when you go outside?
No. Burn their ass up.
To the almighty universe. We don't know that. We don't talk.
We them true Israelites. We
powerful. So why you think they keep trying to? Why you think they keep their knee on our neck? Because we powerful. They know when we is together, all this shit'll be ours.
That's why they try to quiet us.
It's already ours. They just don't want us to find out that it's ours. They don't want us to find out who we are. They don't want us to find out how powerful we are collectively.
Trick, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, bro, because I mean, you friends with one of the most powerful white men in the universe ever. What's the conversations like between you and Eminem, and do y'all have conversations about social injustice and things of that nature?
No, I ain't talked to Cuz in some years.
Okay, so y'all no longer talk.
No, we cool. I mean, he cool. You know, he do what he got to do. Yeah, I do what I do over here. Now, I've had similar conversations with Kid Rock.
Okay, Kid Rock. What's y'all conversations like?
Mr. Redneck Rock and Roll son of Detroit. You know what they are? Kid Rock understands injustice. It's just he is a part of a party of people who believe otherwise as it relates to financial matters. And their ideology is a collective thing. It's what they think amongst them. You know what I mean? It's like people who support Trump. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, it's a nigga somewhere that worships the devil. You think I give a fuck because he do that? That don't got nothing to do with me. It don't got nothing to do with me that you believe what you believe because of where you come from. That's not my fucking problem. You know, the business that we have collectively, if we have any business at all, whether it be I live over here and my neighbor live across the street who is a for real Trump police supporter and goddamn what you call that, Blue Lives Matter supporter ass nigga. That's you over there. Don't come over here with it, nigga. Don't. Yeah. And I'm watching you, motherfucker. I know who you are. You know who I am. I'm gonna respect who you are. And you gonna have to respect who I am.
Thanks.
When I can do something about what's going on out there, I'm gonna do it. And how I do it is I don't spend my money with them motherfuckers. I don't spend my money with motherfuckers who don't show support for the same shit. The same shit I'm on, fuck you, bitch. You ain't getting my money. Because I know how powerful my money is to them. I don't give them my support. Hey, and when it's time to make a decision about who is in these seats, I'm there. When my people need me, when they round this motherfucker hungry and need clothes, we up. They know it. They know it. They know it. They know it. All of them, they know it. They know it. So we need some more of us that's like that. We need a bunch of us that's like that. There's no doubt in my mind that I'm proud to look myself in the mirror and understand the man that I am, the man who I was, the man who I shall become is being a person that's righteous in the eyes of the Most High. And I'm going to do everything I'm supposed to do for my people, for me and mine, first and foremost. And whatever it takes, that's what we going to do. If it's boots on the ground and we got to go out there and get nasty, yeah, let's ride, dog. Let's ride. But it ain't time for that. This motherfucker right here, dog. Yeah, keep that. Keep it. Keep it. Go buy some motherfucking mutual funds for your children. Go get you some property. Go get some land. Motherfuckers around this motherfucker trying to buy jewelry and all this other silly ass shit, trying to show that they richer than the next broke nigga. You too busy trying to worry about what another motherfucker doing. Let me tell you, a nigga will get into it with another nigga about fucking his girl, mount up soldiers in a car with guns, go gun this motherfucker down and go to a goddamn police officer's house who choked a nigga to death, or some racist motherfuckers who shot a man to death for goddamn jogging, and stand out there and sing "We Shall Overcome" and burn candles. The fuck out of here with that silly ass shit. Nigga, can you believe it?
You are 100%.
God,
110%.
ass in the car.
That's right.
Over that motherfucker house.
That's right.
Goddamn head off.
And it them same niggas. It them same niggas on IG talking about some fuck this shit. We need to goddamn ride on these niggas. Man, y'all niggas ain't riding for y'all goddamn self. Y'all ain't riding for y'all homies, nigga. And you trying to make it trying to ride for some more niggas. Man, fuck out here with this shit, man.
Right. Them. That's them Floyd Mayweather niggas.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's them. And I love Floyd Mayweather because he's great at what he do. He's a black man that's great at what he do. But bro, you go out of your way to disrespect the unity that we need to have amongst each other. We need to be talking to that man. Listen, that's why I cut the no-fly zone shit off. Look, I got the industry's attention, but if this shit gonna hinder black people, I'm not doing it no more. Stop. Let them come. Let them get their money. They got fucking families to feed. Just we go after the industry or something. Y'all got some attention. Leave this shit alone. We good. I'm not gonna be a part of the problem no motherfucking more. I understand what turn of the cheek mean. It don't mean when Cracker want to do what he want to do to me. It mean when my brother don't understand his actions, I'm going to say, nigga, I'm going to come talk to you. Because, we don't have amongst our fucking community conversation. We don't have communication. We don't have understanding. We don't have comprehension. We got a bunch of motherfuckers running around who descendants of people who got white Jesus on the wall. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. They just living amongst the environment, trying to survive.
So what do we do? Let's talk Atlanta a little bit. Like what should be the script right now? When I get text messages and phone calls from whoever about whatever, what should be the script in Atlanta right now? What kind of conversation should we be having with people in Atlanta, Parlae, Bank, Monteria, whoever wants to chime in? Like what should the conversation be?
Conversation should be, listen, we have to be involved in our local government. We all have to. This is our
and then time out, not to cut you off, my bad. And I've said this. What is the conversation if after you make that statement, they just ain't trying to hear that shit? Or they can't get involved because of prior legal experiences?
Vote. You can vote. This is where you make your point made, this is when that piece of paper that's secured in that box. Yeah, they have manipulated them in days, but what you gonna do?
But I'm saying, like, what if you're a 2-time felon and you can't vote?
Man, I'm a fucking 4-time felon. I vote. Shit. Fuck you mean?
Yeah, you can vote. You can vote. You just gotta know how to.
I'm asking the questions that niggas ask.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. No, that's my answer. I'm a 4-time felon. You can vote. God damn it, this phone.
The first thing we need to do, man, we need to start educating the people in the streets. We need to start filling all these questions that you asking. We need to create these questions, all questions that we think people ask, and create answers for them. And also create a platform for people to voice their opinions. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, this is what I'm gonna get with you with Black too. Right now, I'm putting something together, going to talk to the chief of police. You know what I'm saying? To talk about the stuff from our communities. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we are still in these positions. We are still in these places. Then voting is June 9th. That is like a week and a half from right now.
Hello.
This is the time for us to start meeting with these people who's running for these office spots, to start seeing what they talk about, so we can go and support them and voice an opinion. So like you say, True, when we do get these people in office, we can step in and be like, hey man, this is stuff we talk about, this is how we gonna help, blah, 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 blah. Now we got somebody to voice our opinion too.
Yes, sir.
Who matters. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's the first thing right now that we need to do right now. Get together, figure out who we want to elect, and when June 9th comes, have everybody that we know who can vote.
Now you talking power. Now you talking power.
But you know, a lot of people, because I be out in the community, and they feel like, we've been there, done that. Because think about it. I always say, like, during my grandparents' generation, we had Emmett Till. You know what I mean? During my parents' generation, you had Mark Clark and Fred Hampton. my generation, you had Rodney King. And I always say the millennials now, their generation, you have like the Jamarian Robinsons, the Shally Tilsons, the Jimmy Etchison. And so they feel like, no, the revolution is here. You know, they tired of talking. You know, we vote and, you know, everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing, but they still not giving us justice.
We don't. Listen, our people don't show up at the polls like that, and they know they don't. Our people don't show up at them polls. I'll be there. I work them. We work. I'll be there too. People don't be there. That's the truth. Our young people that are the victims of these motherfucking animals, they the ones that's got to make. You want to make your voice heard? That's a simple step right there. This will help you keep you from getting to the point to where we got to mount up 7,000 strong, taking over buildings and shit. You know, they don't. Our people don't be there. That's just the fucking God truth. They don't, and they need to be. They do. It will work when we show up. That is the power that they. It was illegal before. We couldn't do it before.
Right. And people have died.
That they can't. You know what I'm saying? They tell people there's some strict shit when it comes to their voting. There's got to be something if they're trying to convince you not to.
So if you go on Google, bro, I'm gonna tell you some real shit about what's going on in Georgia, right? And again, I'm agreeing with you, but it's documented. Stacey Abrams was supposed to be the governor of Georgia. It's documented. Governor Kemp cheated. He cheated. It's pretty much documented. There were ballots that weren't counted. It was manipulated. All that type of shit happened.
Sure was.
And I'm trying to have the conversation to keep people motivated to care about that shit, because a lot of niggas don't care about that shit because of instances like that. I'm just opening the dialect for anybody who want to talk.
I'm gonna hold on and say this though. I agree with you, but I don't agree with you, Scream.
No. It's not an agree. It's not an agree. I'm giving information. Information.
Well, I say this then. I just think people are not educated. If you don't understand what's happening, how do you know what you need to do to help it? I don't think people even understand about voting. I think they know what it is. I don't think people understand it's different levels of voting. How you vote people in your community, senates, governors, mayors, chief of police, staffs, DA. I don't think they understand that. You see what I'm saying?
Because they're thinking there's just only one election, which is the primary.
I think educated people will help them to understand, and the ones who understand be like, oh, okay, I can help. I just think that if people like us see niggas like me and Black from Atlanta doing this shit, who they relate to, who they know brush shoulders to, it'll make niggas be like, shit, well, if they doing it, shit, goddamn it, it might be something going on too.
Be bad example, bro. That's the best thing to do.
I just feel like we just got to start taking steps with each other. And if it's 2 of us taking these steps, if it's 3 of us, 4 of us taking these steps, eventually, if we keep stepping, one thing about it, when you real, nigga want to be a part of it. If we keep stepping, it'll keep getting bigger and keep getting bigger. The more we get educated, the more we educate the people around us. The more they get educated, the more they educate their little homies. We ain't telling people to stop doing what you're doing. We just want you to be educated so you can understand and know what you're doing and how what you're doing, your voice, how to use your voice, and how for your voice to be effective.
Right.
Right. I
always say, use this analogy where, you know, you have a person that will get 30,000 people, say, to like his song if he posted. And then he'll have one person that'll not like it, disagree with it, hate it, whatever. And it discourages them to give up. It happens all the time. It's the same thing. Like you see, you get let down like Donald Trump. The Electoral College. Wait, motherfucker, wait, what? Hold on, nigga. Wait a minute. You know, all that shit. It's very discouraging. But do you give up? Then you give up? Then you give up? We ain't gonna take no beatings laying down.
Me, myself, man, I feel like
don't take no beating laying down.
Doing a lot of talking, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, this and that, but what do we ever accomplish? I'm saying, like, I don't get this shit, bro. Me personally.
What do you do?
What we accomplish by all this walking downtown and doing all that shit. That shit don't never lead to shit.
Because, I mean, on some real shit, in 1992, I was a little kid. I watched motherfuckers tear a city up because a motherfucker got brutally abused. And it's
Rodney King.
I'm watching this shit again. It's like a rerun. I hate reruns.
It's a rerun. That's what I just said. Emmett Till. You know what I mean? You got Mark Clark, Fred Hampton. You got Rodney King. We got Monteria Robinson. We go on and on and on. And they're not going to stop. That's what I don't care how much we get out there and vote. And I always emphasize vote, 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 vote. But will they stop killing us? Will that make a difference? That's my question.
They're unemployed, they will. If they don't have badges and guns, if they can't patrol our community, they can't do nothing to us. And you come over this motherfucker as a civilian, we're going to treat you like one.
Thanks.
I have a question. So what do you guys think about, we had Black Wall Street. Why we got billionaires, like you got the Oprahs and you got the Michael Jordans, you got the millionaires, like, we got these celebrities, like you say, they're spending massive amount of money buying jewelry, cars, etc., etc. Why haven't they, built say, hey, just give us our own state. We take the state of North Carolina and we'll move as many Black people there, or will they do us the same way? Once we get everything situated and ready to go, they'll bomb us. You follow what I'm saying?
You can't, you waste valuable brain power and energy even being concerned with anything that they doing.
Right.
You have to take care of you first, and then those close to you and those around you, and then let it expand from then on, and it's everything. What Michael Jackson say, I'll look at the man in the mirror. This is where change start with each individual person. And then you can reach, by influence, and reach by speaking how you do. You go to these places and speak, but you don't be concerned with what nobody else doing. Never. It's all about right here, you, your family, you and your relationship with the Most High, whatever you call them. You know what I'm saying? And just living a righteous life. And it's one person at a time, just like not being an alcoholic no more is one day at a time, or not being a junkie no more is one day at a time. It's one person at a time. We could continue to have these meetings and conversations and lead by example and hope we can influence somebody. Because if you influence one, you made a change. Because that person is in turn going to become an influence to somebody
else. Gotcha.
And so you got to, it's this right here first with every one of us first. And then we take it as it come. When the situation presents itself, hey, it's time for you to act. And an action is an everyday thing. You go through life, I say, shit, I need to go get some gas. I ain't going there. I'm going where the niggas got the gas station. Yeah, I say it like that. I'm going where the niggas got the niggas on the gas station over there. I don't watch movies if niggas ain't in it. You hear me? If ain't no niggas in it, I ain't watching it. Let me just say niggas right now. My brothers and sisters, if they ain't in it, I don't watch it. That's me. One, if I influence another person to be like me, we getting somewhere, baby. It's gonna be a difference. It's gonna be a different opinion. It's gonna be a different thought. It's going to be a different agenda forever. But you don't take a beating laying down. You fight every day. And every day I'm getting my oil changed with Bobby Nim. And that's his name, Bobby Nim on Gratiot. I'm going to get my shirts done with Clay on Grand River Schoolcraft. Yeah. I'm going over here to buy this stuff from her. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I got to do that. I'm doing that. I hope I influence other people to do that. And that's where it's going to start. Preaching with yourself. Yes, you start with yourself, and the only way to deal with yourself is to be concerned with yourself first. We can't change the thought process of these people out here doing the shit that they doing unless we lead by example.
Hey, Black, let me ask you this, Black. Big homie. What do you think we started with the city, bro?
We too far gone, bro. Too far gone, bro. Like just being 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
what about the people we can save though?
Shit, niggas, what's being saved though? What I'm saying? What we saving them from? What we doing?
Shit. All that whole ass shit, baby, going on, man.
What?
All that whole ass shit, man. Man, that shit make the city look bad, man. Listen, man. Listen, I just feel like, you know, like, we ain't gonna be able to stop everything, bro. You see what I'm saying? We not. Because get what? Whole niggas gonna do shit. They gonna do all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the city, bro, and what's going on and being infected, bro, like, whatever happened, Black, we gotta deal with that shit, bro. You gotta get them phone calls about goddamn what little JoJo and them got going on, how hard it is, and the shit he doing on the other side of town, bro. We affected by that shit, bro. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't really too much standing from a standpoint of everybody. Like I'm saying, I'm just standing for me because I know you go through the same shit I go through. How do we get our niggas educated and not going through this shit and getting them woke? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck going on?
Shit, I don't think you just gotta stay on niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? One thing about it, man, you can't turn no fake nigga real. That's the whole thing about it. If he born like that, that's what he is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they popping them bitches out daily. Niggas popping up hoes these days. You know what I'm saying? Like real shit. So you just shit just fucked up, man.
It's too many whole niggas.
This shit, man. This shit is over with, man. This shit is fucked up, man.
Hey, man, to the whole motherfucking city, hey, man, I feel your motherfucking pain. You know what I'm saying? I'm around with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be smart in whatever we do. Let's just be smart in it. Let's organize. Let's get together. Let's put like minds together. Let's take a step for a step. The ones who with it join, who with it, let's get it. Who ones who not. I'm with both sides. But I ain't with doing no stupid shit. Marching down there, singing songs, don't do a motherfucking thing. So if they ain't doing it, we got to sit down, put our mind together, and figure out what can do it. You know what I'm saying? This is a few live dialogue about what we can do. So at the end of the day, man, it ain't going to stop, man. They keep pushing. All the OGs, all the big homies, man. If you got a voice, if you got anything you want to say, man, hit me. Man, I'm going to say it. I'm going to go talk to whoever we need to talk to. Black, you don't want to talk to a nigga, Black? Tell me what you want to say. Parlay going to say it just like you said it, goddammit. In the same words, in the same motherfucking tone. It's time for us, niggas like us, to start having a voice and stop letting other niggas speak for us, for the streets, that these niggas not really in for real. Facts.
You better not let nobody speak for you. They call you whatever they want you to be. I always say it ain't what they call you, it's what you answer to. I ain't nobody's nigger.
Parlay, appreciate you. Trick, appreciate you. Bank, salute. Monteria, we hope you find justice for your situation.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Positive vibes to all, man. One love. Big facts. Salute.
Appreciate y'all coming through.
Yeah, family.
All right. Power to the people.
Big Bang and DJ Scream bring you Big Facts.
Hey, man, it's all the way up.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That merch in.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. www.bigfactspod.com.
Yeah, with the real ones one time. Y'all come get y'all some of this merch, man.
Bigfactspod.com.
Let's get it.
Get that merch right now. Shop with us.
It's all the way up. Big fat merch.
It's going down.
Visit the new website today, www.bigfactspod.com. Visit now.